story, like. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad. It just wasn't like it didn't. They didn't put this. Like, they didn't knock it out of the park like they probably could have, but it wasn't half bad. Put it this way, it was a shit ton better than that new Jeepers Creepers. That was complete fright. That was, yeah, I won't get that 2 hours back on that movie. That was fucking just, because he wasn't even a central fucking thing. I'm like, you call it Jeepers Creepers, he's supposed to be the fucking main part of this, and he's like a secondary, third fucking character. Like, this movie, no, it wasn't the original guy playing it either, you know, but, that was a shit movie, but this, the new Hellraiser wasn't too bad. I kind of agree with Ames. Ames had a good, rating of it, that he put up. He said he watched it, and it was fine. The back half was better as the Cenobites, so the second half of the movie was better, and I agree with him, as the Cenobites were really well designed, and there was some great effects and gore. So there was a couple of characters, say in the first half, that kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say fully, but a little bit unbearable, but, which kind of made it drag a little bit, but, once it sort of hit that mark, it just was on par from then. So, they've already, put it this way, they're already starting a sequel, because they've got, because the director said he's gotten enough positive feedback from fans and from the network itself, Netflix. So yeah, they're already going with the sequel. So I think he can improve upon it. This was a starting base for him, and I think he could definitely improve. There's potential there for this new series. Put it that way. People just have to be a little bit more open to that. Doug Bradley, he said fucking over a decade ago he wouldn't play it again because of the breakdown in communication, the pay, all this shit with the old director and everything that did make him. And so people that thought he was going to come back, get it out of your head. You're not going to get him back again. He's got no interest. So that's been probably one of the big points of the negative comments I've seen about. Oh, why'd they pick a trans to play Pinhead? I'm like, why does it fucking matter what the fucking person's sexual orientation?
But on that, I see the difference really. The law is because with everyone's trying to be inclusive in this and that and the other, and I agree with it. I agree with it. But when you've got these massive fans of these really old sort of
yeah, they are.
These really old sort of films, games, books. It feels like they're trying to force someone in to be inclusive, if that makes sense. I mean, I've got nothing against it. I've got nothing against it whatsoever. Not at all. No. But it's like it's been forced.
Yeah. And see, in this instance, the character, they didn't change the character. It's just, the person that was cast to play Pinhead is a trans woman. But they didn't push that character like that. And so I'm sitting there going, because of the fucking type of the character she's playing, they're fucking, from another fucking dimension. She's not portraying, a real person. What the fuck does it matter? You could have got a gay man to fucking do the role. It wouldn't matter. I could understand a bit more of the uproar if they're like, oh, we've got a trans woman in cast in this, let's make the character trans woman and shove it down people. That would have been a different story, but they didn't. It was just Pinhead. She was just playing Pinhead.
Yeah, but the thing is, on the negative side of that whole thing, have you seen, there's a new documentary called Dharma on Jeffrey Dahmer, basically on Netflix or whatever, right? Right. It was pinned as LBGK2Z3756, whatever it is they want, right? It was pinned as that, and they said, no, that's not good because what? Well, hang on a minute, you can't choose who's in your group. It was gay murders, right? It was gay murders, right? So surely the tag, should be within the LBGK2V7653894.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And I know I take the piss a little bit because they keep adding letters, right? I know what it is.
Yes, they do.
I'm just being a dick. I'm just being a dick, right? But they've said no, take it off, and they've untagged it. What the fuck? You can't choose who's in the group. You can't choose.
No. It's
like the Nazis. They couldn't choose if it's tagged Nazi. It's fucking Nazi. But, you can't choose who's in your group.
Next up, or is like, well, yeah, okay, he might have been
killing. He was a gay man, right? He was a gay man making gay killings, right? Surely he's in that group. But they're like, no, don't be tagging us in it.
No, here's the thing. If people really watch it, and I've done a lot of research on fucking Jeffrey Dahmer because I find, like, you know, all that stuff, like him, John Wayne Gacy, all that interesting, right? Is the fact that they shouldn't have a problem with it because, like you said, he was a gay man, so it should be classified under that because he did not murder them because he had something against gays. His murdering can't even be classed as gay killing, right? He was murdering because it was just a compulsion. It had nothing to do with races. It had nothing to do with sexual orientation. It's because of his upbringing. And his own father regrets because he started showing an interest, and it was because it was the first thing that he showed an interest in as a kid. His father was sort of overjoyed. Oh, it's fucking, oh, right, let's go. And he started teaching him taxidermy. You don't go teaching a fucking child with fucking mental problems taxidermy, and you're just going to set him on the path to become a fucking nerd. So in reality, his dad pretty much handed him a fucking knife. His mum, the kid didn't have a fucking hope from the get-go. His mum was on 40 different fucking medications. So that's all going into the fucking placenta, and he's receiving that. So from birth, the poor cunt didn't have a chance. And as I said, regardless, yeah, he was murdering, but, you know, he did wrong and all that. And I don't usually feel for those type of people, but I did feel for him because he didn't have a fucking hope in hell from the fucking day he was born, because his mother was a fucking cunt. There's no other way around it. There's no other way around it, because the dad tried to get her. You don't need to be. You're taking pills that the doctors haven't even fucking prescribed to. Oh, I'll just do what I want. You know, and she had fucking, they didn't know about it at the time, the whole postnatal and that, but she suffered with that, you know, tremendously. She suffered with that. She also played favourites between him and his brother. That would have played psychological fucking, you know, shit on him as well. But he was
fine, but still, right?
I just feel that he didn't get a chance, you know what I mean? Like, he really didn't. He didn't get a chance at any sort of, you know, I know there's no, you know, we've discussed this before, everybody's normal is different. You know, your normal's different to my normal's different to someone else's, right? But he didn't even have a chance at some sort of fucking normalised life. He had a very, you know, that with the birth and the fucking abusiveness, his mum fucking out of her fucking head all the fucking time. She left him in a fucking house as a kid for fucking 30 days by himself.
With that said, we've almost podcast side, so it's kind of.
Oh, it's it, yeah. Yeah, no, I just, as I said, I don't usually feel for people like that, but I was like, really? This poor bastard really didn't have a fucking chance.
So it's okay, Trinity, I've got him in control. Shut up! You.
Welcome everyone to the Rockin' Warrior podcast. Let me introduce you to my panel. I have the awesome, breathtaking one, Spooky Sprocket, with me. And then we also have a wonderful special guest, Animated Evil. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate you guys. We're going to have a blast tonight talking about some topics. So is there anything you guys want to say before we get started?
Hello, you breathtaking bastards and beauties! Woo! Let's go!
All right.
But for me, I'm a little bit more reserved. Hi, hello. I will be on camera very soon once I sort it out. I'm the opposite of Spooky, who's really loud and in your face. I'm quiet and reserved, but yeah, it's great. Do you know what? It's an absolute fucking pleasure to be here, Trinity. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, you're always welcomed. So tonight we are going to talk about the ultimate you, creating the ultimate gaming experience. So we're going to talk about what kind of games that speak to us as a gamer, that sets our soul on fire, like a Super Saiyan, in a way, makes us feel like we can do anything. I'll just list a few, and then if Spooky would like to share, Animated would like to share, you guys can share like what kind of games speak to you personally. Games like Halo speak to me personally because you got to experience a Spartan that pretty much lived like this mysterious life, and we wanted to know more about how he became that Spartan and how he was applied to these missions seeking out these aliens, these covenants. That game to me was priceless when it first came out on the original Xbox. So Halo Combat Evolved really spoke to me when that came out. I should have went further down the line before I hit Xbox, but I'm just gonna list a few. Fighting game wise, Street Fighter really spoke to me as a kid because I was bullied just like everybody else as a kid, by boys mostly, few girls, but boys mostly. And I wasn't really a fighter. I was more of a lover. Still, I'm the same way. I'm a lover. So I would take all my anger and, apply it to the game in Beast. So that's how I handled my issues. Street Fighter to me was very unique, very special, especially with the different type of characters that you got to experience, like Chun-Li, Ryu, Ken, Sagat, Blanca, all these other wonderful characters that we all connected with in a special way. Same with Mortal Kombat, Sonya, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Smoke. Like, same thing, like they're all special, to us in some way, somehow. So, and then I'm gonna go old school. This will be my last one, and then whoever wants to go next, let me know. So old school wise, I would have to say I'm gonna go way back to Mario, Super Mario Land. That game, it's just priceless. Growing up, riding on a little dinosaur named Yoshi, just hopping along, just flying in the air, doing whatever, just having fun and going after a princess that's forever and a day getting kidnapped, so so it, games like that just super priceless to me. Oh, one more. I'm gonna go, I guess, racing wise. I would have to say like Need for Speed really caught my eye because I really love that Fast and the Furious type style, tricking out the cars with underglow kits and stuff. That's my thing. I love that. Really love to go fast and see how fast you can go and challenge yourself on drifting, all that stuff, just to get better, and other games like Tony Hawk. I'm a huge fan of Tony Hawk. I love skateboarding games, snowboarding games, stuff like that. So anyway, those are the kind of games that speak to me and are very special in its own way. So anyway, enough about me. Spooky or animated, whoever wants to go next.
I'll let animated go. But I'll let animated go first, love, because I'm having like a bit of a fucking memory blank right now.
Got it.
I've got nothing.
So animated. What games spoke to you like in the past, and what games speak to you now in the present that are very special to you?
You see, the thing is, for me, I'm all about the wow moment, right? When you play a game and it makes you go, wow, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last time, well, there's been a few times I've felt that. And so when I think to myself, let's look back to the biggest wow moment, right? When you've been talking, you've given some good examples there, right?
Right.
But so it's really, really weird. So the biggest wow moments of my life were really, really weird. It was the first time I discovered the Xbox as an Xbox, as what it was. I was always a PlayStation guy.
Mm-hmm.
I had a family member moving with me. He brought his original Xbox. And I'm not talking 360. I'm talking the original big boy, black and green big boy Xbox, right? That huge thing.
Yeah.
And the moment, do you know what he said? As a PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 fan, I was a PlayStation 1 and 2, definitely back in the day. He moved in and I just thought, what the fuck's that? What is that fucking horrible, ugly thing? What is that? What is that ugly, horrible device you've just put under my TV? And it's a few years ago now, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna share my age. I was an adult at the time anyway.
It's all right.
Right. Yes. And then he said, look, just play it. And he handed me the controller, the Duke, as it's called, right? Xbox, the Duke controller. I was like, what the fuck's this? What the fuck? However, he did say, shut up and listen. Like best friends do, right?
Right.
And he basically put in a game, and it was Full Spectrum Warrior. And from that moment, right, got my hands on this game. Absolutely fantastic. Nothing has been ever better since Full Spectrum Warrior. Yep. So that definitely changed my life, that game there. So I was into Xbox all the way from that moment. However, I digress. That wasn't my wow moment. And that wow moment for me was, oddly enough, I bought into the 360.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a game called, it was a very little known game. What was it? No, it wasn't. It was Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It was, let's be fair. It wasn't a little known game. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, right?
Right.
So if you remember, if anyone remembers, you're going through Elder Scrolls Oblivion, right? And you're in prison for whatever. We don't know. You don't know how to play the game. What's going on? You go through these rat tunnels, and then you're killing rats. It's like, this game's shit. This game's terrible. What's going on? And all of a sudden, right, you finish killing all these rats, and you open up a door, a tunnel, whatever, right? All of a sudden, this game opens up, and it's like, oh my god, what is this? Right?
Yeah.
Because I've never seen an open world like this before. It's like, what the fuck's this thing? Yeah. And you've got to admit that those feelings like that are few and far between. That's going to be one of those I'm always going to remember. And that's kind of where I am with it. So that kind of feeling speaks to me personally. That's the question, right? What speaks to me personally? That moment there was the first moment I just thought, fuck me, this looks good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I apologize if I'm not allowed to swear, but I'm going to do it anyway. But there's so many other games that's come after that. The first time I played Metro, you go in and you're down the tunnel. You open up and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, fuck me, really? Those things that's what speaks to me personally. It's that oh my god moment, and I want more and more of that. Right?
Yes.
As a gamer, as I do play a lot. That's what I want. Those two moments and that moment I opened up that tunnel from the rat tunnel in Oblivion. It's like, jeez, this is good. Another Bethesda game did the same thing. Skyrim did the same. The first time that dragon come down against me, and I thought, fuck, we're in trouble here. But to me personally, those are the kinds of things, those are the kinds of experiences that speak out to me.
Right.
That fuck me moment when you think, shit, I'm in trouble. Right?
Right. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I've never played, before I proceed, welcome Boogeyman. Thank you so much for being here right now. I appreciate you, man. Elder Scrolls, I have never played. Never played in my whole entire life. Skyrim, never played. I have friends that played those games religiously. So, Spooky, are you still there? Oh, he's probably. He'll let me know when he's back.
I am. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my microphone. Hang on.
Uh-oh. Okay, it's okay. It happens.
Well, we can hear you, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, I've never played Elder Scrolls. I've never played Dark Souls. I haven't played games like that. Oh, go ahead.
So I have to ask then, right? Because obviously you've said your best moments and stuff. What gaming moment made you say, "Wow, this is fucking brilliant"? There's got to be one in your mindset, right? Just one moment that blew you away. There's got to be one there that you can actually believe that you experienced.
I would have to say, there's two. But yeah, there's two. Okay, so I'll just say the first one, Halo. Halo blew my mind because I wasn't expecting to freaking ride on the Covenant's or use the Covenant's their weapons at the time, their vehicles, their aircraft, all that stuff. For me, that was like a wow factor. For me back in the day.
Yeah.
That was very unique and really cool. I wasn't expecting that. That's one. The second one that stands out to me is Shadow of the Colossus on PlayStation 2. That game, to me, is beautiful. The story is beautiful. I love the AI from all the different Colossus. I think there's 12 or 13 of them that you had to fight to save the love of your life. Because that's the whole thing of the game, is you have to fight all these different Colossus, different shapes and sizes, to save the love of your life. And once you beat the Colossus, their spirit goes into this building where his love is at, or whatever. they start to accumulate. But anyway, fighting all these different colossus was another wow factor for me because it was brilliant. I loved how there was AI involved. I loved how you can climb on them and stab them. It was super cool. You get to ride on a horse, put your freaking sword in the air to, you know, find out where you need to go by the beam of light, you know. So that was again, another one for me that stood out back in the day. The Spooky will be back. He's having some tech issues with his mic right now, but he'll be back. But that was a good question. Animated. Yeah. So those are like the only two animated that stand out to me that gave me that wow factor. Let's see. Trying to see if there's some other ones. Fighting game wise, Mortal Kombat. Okay, let's talk about the fatalities. Mortal Kombat freaking opened up a whole new world of freaking art when it came to fatalities and how you execute your opponent. That wowed me back in the day. I'm sure it wowed everybody else as well that's fans of Mortal Kombat. They had all these different like babalities and friendship and, you know, that you could like pull off or whatever at the time. But that's another example of a wow, like, damn, I didn't know you can do that in a fighting game. They took it to a whole nother level, especially graphically. Mortal Kombat has evolved over time. That's one of the games that is dear to my heart, just like Street Fighter. Street Fighter is another example, like this new one especially. It's like open world in a way. You get to freaking run around and meet new people, and you get to fight people or, you know, be friends with them, whatever. You get to play the arcades in the game, something that they've never done before. So that's another example, animated. So yeah, thanks for asking that awesome question.
Do you know what? You've got to remember that back in Mortal Kombat, under of pressure, because on the Sega it was blood and stuff. On the Nintendo, no blood and stuff. It was one of those games that was going to be poisoning gamers' minds, right?
That's
because
right.
of the blood and the fatalities and stuff like that.
That's right.
And there was court cases in the US that it was too graphic and too violent and all that kind of shit.
Yes.
Personally, I had the Sega version because I missed out on Nintendo because I was a Sega boy. I apologize to whoever's listening, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
I was a Sega boy. I'm a Sega boy. Fuck you, Nintendo peeps. No, sorry. But do you remember, right, that it's too violent. This is no good. There's blood everywhere and stuff. And the best thing we could do as children was rip Sub-Zero's spine out and go, fatality. We loved it. We absolutely loved it. It was brilliant. I'm sure you played it as a young lady and everything, and
Super Nintendo. I played it on
Mortal
Super
Kombat
Nintendo. Yeah.
Didn't get the blood though, did you?
No, there's blood.
Nintendo loser. Nope. Let's get the console war going on right now. You with Nintendo, I was Sega. Let's go. Let's go.
That. Yeah, it was in the news and everything animated. I remember that. It was a huge controversy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they also brought up that game Night Trap that I really never played. Night Trap is an old school game.
Do you know?
Oh, go ahead.
There's a really good documentary out there for that. There's a really good documentary out there for Night Trap and how it was perceived by the US government and things like that, and They were trying to ban games and everything. If you ever, do you know what? If you sat and played Night Trap now, you'd be like, huh? What was the problem?
Oh my gosh, they were saying it was too
You
violent.
really will be.
Yeah, they were complaining about the hooks going around the woman's neck and sucking blood out, all that other stuff. I remember like it was yesterday. It was a huge controversy. But Mortal Kombat, the original one, I bought when I think I got it when I was 9 years old. Yeah, I was 9 years old. Because I think it came out like in 1990 or something. Yeah. So, but anyway. I think it was 1990. But anyway, yeah. So Spooky will be back. He's dealing with some tech stuff. So moving on, and we can go back to those questions when Spooky gets back. But we're going to keep it going here. Okay. So we're going to move on to, I know everybody and their mama's been talking about Stadia. What happened with that. So I'm not going to repeat a whole bunch of stuff that's already been talked about. So I'm going to switch it up. But Stadia and what happened to it was expected. In my eyes, it was expected because I was even talking to Spooky about it, animated in chat. How they were hardly bringing it up. Like, I even asked Spooky, like sometimes, like, have you heard anything new about Stadia? Like, is there anything going on about it? You know, personally, I wasn't interested in getting it or anything, but I just wanted to hear if there was anything new about it, you know, but it was hardly brought to light. You only heard about it once, and that was about it. You know, unless people will post stuff about it, like playing on it or whatever, but you didn't really hear much about it, like in the news. So, with it being canceled, I'm not a bit surprised. I'm not surprised that it shut down. So, I feel for those that really loved Stadia and fell in love with it. So, I feel for those that it was a huge loss for them. And then the other half are like, it was expected, blah, 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 you know. But yeah, I feel for those that was really digging Stadia. What are your thoughts, Animated, on the whole Stadia situation?
Well, like you said, it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise, right? However, it wasn't a surprise that it was going to fail. Mm-hmm. But I just think they give up too early. They give up far too early, right? They've been known to, Google have been known to give up early, right? Mm-hmm. The same as Microsoft have been known to give up early. There is a website called Google Graveyard, right? Search Google Graveyard. You will see everything they've tried to do and failed, right?
Wow.
So this is the consensus. This is the consensus in the area saying, "Oh, Google's failed at this, Google's failed at that." They're not the only one, because let's be fair, let's make it across the board. Microsoft have also done this. Look at Nokia; they lost 12 billion or something like that with the Nokia phones. Mm-hmm. When you look at what they tried to do with, this is my argument, right? What they tried to do with their Connect, right? Let's be honest, and I've said this a couple of days ago on another podcast. Mm-hmm. Did you ever have a Connect?
For the 360, but not the Xbox One.
Whichever, it doesn't matter. Did you ever have a Connect?
Yeah. Yes.
What was the best feature of that Connect?
I would have to say,
I'll tell you what.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to have to tell you what it was going to be, and you're going to go, oh yeah, voice control.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Really? You walk into a room and say, Xbox on, your Xbox turns on, right?
Boom.
Yep. Everything comes on, right? That was years and years and years before you had an Alexa, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, they had the voice control. They had everything in and they basically went, nah, I'm not going to bother. And now look at Alexa. Alexa is in probably 90% of households that have internet, right?
Yes.
They had the voice control, so we can't say that. We can say that Xbox also gave up on. Oh, sorry, Microsoft gave up on their tech the same way.
Right.
But but Microsoft have grown since, right?
Right.
Microsoft have gone and said, look, if we're going in, we're going in. This was in the time of Satya Nadella. He said, look, if we're going for gaming, we're going for gaming, we're going all in. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Google with Stadia didn't make that same decision. They've basically gone, let's have a look at gaming. Let's put some stuff in. I tell you what, we'll develop some kind of stuff. Let's go in, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they see Microsoft go, I'm buying this company for $7.7 billion. Google have gone, whoa, right. Fuck that. I am not spending that shit. No, I am not spending $7.7 billion on fucking anything.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It was the ZeniMax deal with the Bethesda deal, right? And that's the point. And they just thought, how do we get in? The only way they could have got into the market that they wanted to be in was spend money. And they're not willing to do it. How do you go in to a market that is already established for 20 years? PlayStation and Xbox, they've been in that market. How do you get into that market without spending money? It's not going to happen, right? Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, they've got established IPs, established developers, established everything, really.
Right.
How do you get in without spending money? And they've seen it and thought, fuck off. I'm not spending these billions.
Right.
And that's my thoughts. That's exactly why they've shut down Stadia.
Right.
How they did it was scummy because, let's be fair, there's people that have had, yes, you are going to have your game on Stadia. Oh, guess what? We're closed. Mm-hmm. They didn't even tell their partners that they were closing. I think I saw on Twitter, Mike Rose, who is in charge of No More Robots, right? Who is a developer and all that sort of stuff. He basically said on Twitter, you could have at least told your partners you were going to stop. So they just went, nope.
They ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
That's just cold-blooded, man.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's cold-blooded. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but they had a good run. But I just feel for those that was all in, with Stadia. And you know what? Stadia to me had potential. It really did. It could have gotten further if it wanted to, but I don't know.
Did you play it?
Mm-mm. I just had friends that bought it, just a few that bought it, but that's about it.
What did it? Do you know what they thought about it?
They thought it was cool. Like, they loved the variety that was on there, like, game-wise. So far that I've heard. I haven't really heard anything negative, really. What about you, on your side?
From what I hear, from who I know who've played it and bought it and things like that, the tech itself was absolutely brilliant. Better than what Xbox has got, right? Better than anything Nintendo's got. The tech itself is absolutely superb. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a loss to streaming, in my opinion. Right. So if they had, they've got the whole infrastructure and stuff. I just think they should have just persevered. They could have got into it. I really think they could have got into it if they persevered, but
Right.
they, like I said, you can't break into a market that is 20 years old and think you're going to make money immediately, right? It's like you or I saying, right, that's it. I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to make money in 3 days.
Right.
Not going to happen. You've got to put the effort in. You've got to try, and you've got to invest. And I don't think they were willing to do that.
Everybody starts down here. Got to work your way up.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yep.
Man. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. Spooky will be back, everyone. Spooky will be back. Thank you so much. Again, one of my panelists, Animated Evil, for being here. Thank you, sir. Spooky will be back. Boogeyman, thank you for being here. And all the lurkers. Or peekabooers, as I call them.
Peekabooers.
Peekabooers.
That's cool.
I'll say you. All right.
I've told you, your English accent's better than mine. It's all good.
Gosh. I am humbled. Thank you. It's a fascinating accent. I love it. Okay. Now, this is going to be a short and sweet response to Need for Speed Unbound, because we've, obviously hardly seen anything. I don't know about you, Animated, but I'm a fan of, I haven't played every single Need for Speed game because I love racers. I've only played Underground and some other version, but Underground has been my favorite. I love Underground, and I know they came out with an Underground 2 years ago, but I didn't play that one. I just played the first one, and I have it, I believe, on GameCube. Need for Speed Unbound, my thoughts is graphically it looks pretty cool. It looks really unique, kind of has like graffiti type cell shaded graphic to it. It's different, and I'll be looking forward to seeing more footage. I think they already have it to where you can pre-order the game as well on in the Xbox store. Everyone's been pre-ordering that, so if you're thinking about getting that game, hop on it. I'm probably gonna wait because I'm working on my backlog games at the moment, and so far I already pre-ordered. Well, I'll get to the pre-orders last on what I've pre-ordered. But so far, Need for Speed looks pretty cool. The Unbound. It kind of has a underground look to it, feel to it, but I want to see more of it, you know what I mean? So I'll wait to see more footage on that. What about you, Animated? What were your thoughts on the little teaser of the Unbound Need for Speed?
You said this was going to be a really short topic. It's not going to be, unfortunately. I'm just gonna go nuts, right?
Hey,
I'm just gonna carry. I'm just gonna carry the podcast, right? It's fine till we get Spooky back in. I'm gonna carry it.
Yeah.
So Need for Speed, for me, agreed that my first introduction was on PC back in the day.
Oh.
Need for Speed Underground. Need for Speed Underground 2, back on the PC back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have probably played every Need for Speed since, because I want it to go back to the underground kind of racing thing, and the new video looks like it's doing that with a different art style. I love what they're doing.
Yeah.
What I've seen from my friends on, I'm going to reference Twitter, unfortunately, right, is like, oh, what's this? It looks shit. What's this? It looks shit.
Yeah.
We've been asking, do you know what? We've been asking, every Need for Speed fan has been asking, please bring back Underground.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what it looks like they've done is they've brought back the essence of Underground,
Yes.
but with an up-to-date art style. Because the art style is very modern. It's very what we're into now, kind of the anime kind of loud, bright kind of things.
Right.
That to me looks fucking amazing. It looks absolutely brilliant. I'm like, take my money now. Take my money now here. Yeah, it absolutely take it, make it rain. But do you know what? The Need for Speed hasn't been that bad. They've even branched into a movie of Need for Speed because
That's right.
of how interesting Need for Speed is. They've done a movie, and they've tried all these different things. And in my opinion, right, and it is only my opinion, Need for Speed is the Call of Duty of racing. Because it's multi-platform, it's that arcade racer that you want. And that's what it should be. That's what it used to be, and that's what it needs to be again.
Right.
Need for Speed, the run was garbage. Let's be fair. Need for Speed Rivals was.
Oh, I didn't play that one.
Need for Speed Most Wanted was okay.
You didn't play that one either.
But so I heard. And you're a racing fan, right? Just leave now. It's fine. I'll take over.
No, I never.
Well, I never.
Well, I never.
Oh, there was just so. Yeah.
Most Wanted, I heard, was alright.
Need for Speed Heat was okay. Need for Speed Heat, but Most Wanted was. The thing is, Need for Speed. In fairness. I'm going to be honest, has been mediocre over the last 7 years. Mediocre.
Yeah.
The question I have is, can this Need for Speed bring back that love we have for the underground racing, right? With the new art style, can that Need for Speed bring back everyone saying, this fucking Need for Speed is brilliant? Because it used to be the arcade racer, right?
Yes.
It used to be. Back in the day.
Yes.
I think they started failing at Pro Street. That was garbage. I'm just hoping that this Need for Speed does what I want it to do. The trailer looked fucking brilliant. In my eyes. But again, this is my opinion, right?
Yeah.
It's my opinion. It gave me underground vibes with a new art style.
Same here.
They have to do something, right?
Yeah.
They have to do something. They have to change it up to make it more popular.
Right.
And I think this could do it.
Yeah, it definitely, I felt the same way. It did give underground vibes, most definitely. Visually, with the cel-shaded, graphitic type graphics. I like that. It's different. I'll be looking forward to seeing more of it as well. Hell, I might pre-order it myself. Maybe a few months from now. But for real, because I love that. You know, it's different, so... whoever's pre-ordering it, awesome, good for you. Hop on that, because I believe it's in the store right now to pre-order. Yes, sir. Oh, you did already? Oh.
I will be tomorrow or the next day, I think.
I don't know how many versions they have, like deluxe or whatever. I haven't looked yet. So I gotta see like what the highest one is on like with the purchase. So that covers Need for Speed. And again, we'll be asking, poor Spooky's having technical issues. I know how that feels, trust me. But I'll be asking him the same questions as I asked Animated here when he gets back. If he gets back. Okay. Mario. Okay.
Let's go.
Look, as a Mario fan, this movie looks better than the original, because I saw the original with John Leguizamo and homeboy from what's that movie? Who Framed Roger Rabbit playing Mario? I can't think of his name. May he rest in peace. I know he's no longer with us. They were going to make a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit as well, but he unfortunately passed away from, I think, cancer or something. But they did have a second one that they were going to work on. Not sure if they still are, but graphically, this new Mario looks freaking awesome. Jack Black, I'm a huge fan of Jack Black. They casted him as Bowser, and he fits that role vocally perfect. Chris Pratt is Mario. I wrote down who's voicing who because, you know, I'm gonna forget. Personally, I'll get back to Chris Pratt on that. Keegan Michael Key is Toad. He sounds just like Toad in my opinion. Fred Emerson, he's Cranky Kong. That's Donkey Kong's grandfather or uncle. No, probably grandfather. And then Sebastian, oh Lord, I'm gonna butcher this. Maniscalco. I probably butchered that last name, forgive me. Anyway, he's playing as Spike, and then Kevin Michael Richardson is Kamek. He's one of the Toad dudes. I know who that is. Okay. I'll ask you in a minute, Animated. Okay, so when I heard like Luigi, he sounded really good. The guy voicing Luigi. Chris Pratt on Mario, he sounded less Italian in my opinion. But I don't know if we're gonna have to hear him talk more, because that was just honestly a little snippet of him talking. But when he said those lines, it's like he didn't really sound Italian, you know what I mean? But again, I'm not gonna be all, you know, oh, I'm not gonna see this movie because he doesn't sound like, you know, Italian, he doesn't sound like Mario, you know, whatever. I'm still gonna see it.
Tell you what,
but go ahead, Animate it.
You give me your full opinion, right? Before I start, you give me your full opinion on what you thought of it.
Graphically,
as host, you go.
Graphically, okay, as host,
you go.
Okay, graphically, I think it looks badass. Out of the voice casting, they did awesome. But I don't know. Chris Pratt, I'm kind of iffy on the voice, but again, I'm still gonna see it. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna say it because he doesn't sound Italian. Like, oh my god, you know, I'm not gonna be all like that. I'm gonna watch it anyway. Okay, but that's my honest opinion about it. Like, he doesn't quite sound. Maybe we need to hear him talk more, because again, we only heard a little snippet, so we can't really judge off a little snippet. You see what I mean? So I'm still gonna watch it regardless. But from those little, he didn't really sound Italian. But anyway, that's my opinion on it. All right, Animated, take it away, sir.
It's a thing for contention, really. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question, right?
Okay.
So we have got an American actor, right, playing a digital character, right?
Right.
If he had forced a sort of Italian accent, how would that have come across?
If he had say that again. What about
if he had sort of, rather than talking like he does, right?
Regular,
if he had tried, if if Chris Pratt talks regularly now, right?
Right.
That's what he's done. If he had put on a forced Italian accent, how would that be received?
I don't know. We don't really know because we haven't really heard him do an Italian accent.
I don't think it would have been received well at all.
No,
just because he's trying to now stereotype what Mario is. He's trying to do the Italian accent.
Yeah.
So what does he do? What does he do? Does he try and do a silly Italian accent like the games, or does he try and act like he knows how to act? That's a serious question.
No,
I'm asking you, right?
Yeah.
Which would you prefer?
I prefer an actor to be themselves, but if they're
But
if they're not comfortable doing an accent.
But now,
go ahead. I'm sorry. I felt like I cut you off.
It's not him not comfortable doing an accent, right?
Right.
It's how would everybody around the globe perceive him trying to do an Italian accent as an American actor going, let's go! Oh, look, you're stereotyping.
They probably feel offended.
So what do you do? Right? What are your choices? At that point, what are your choices? You've got an American actor who is known to be very, very good, and he really is. Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna act as he's gonna act. Right. Conversely, you've got a law that he has to sound like the character he's gonna play is "Let's go, Super Mario." Right. Who's gonna be? Are people gonna be offended with his normal accent, or are people gonna offend a stereotypical Italian accent like that?
Stereotypical.
People are going to be offended with the stereotypical, right?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Like he's trying to sound Italian. Like, what is that?
Yeah. So, what do as a movie director and an actor, what do you do? You're now caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my thoughts, right? When it comes to the trailer, I thought it was fucking brilliant. Okay, didn't sound like Mario. It's fine.
Hold on, animated. I'm sorry. One moment.
Okay. We are all good. And the good news is, peeps, I'm a professional. I can carry on. It's all good. So what I'm going to talk about is once Trinity gets back, she can answer the question. It's fine. It's all good.
I will be back. I'm unfortunately getting disturbed here. Okay.
Do not worry about it. I'm a professional. I can take care of it.
I'm gonna put it on the Be Right Back animated, okay? I'm gonna put it on the Be Right Back.
All right.
Everybody, I am so sorry about this. I will be right back. Okay.
Oh, true.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
I tell you. Okay. Sorry about that. I had a disruption, unfortunately. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, so Spooky, is he back? Okay, he's working on it still. Okay, so animated. We left off on a question that you had about, what was it, Mario, right? A Mario related question.
Yeah, kind of. Yes, it was a case of how did you feel about the Mario presentation, the trailer, basically. How did you feel about it?
I thought it
I
was,
made a few points and
I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty cool. In my opinion, I love how you can see Bowser's what was it, like a ship or something?
yeah,
Like a ship, like how he entered, and then he was like invading the Koopas. I think it was the Koopas. No. They're like these little penguin dudes. Never mind. Yeah, they're like little penguin dudes. But I thought it overall. Oh. Spooky boogie woogie yo. I'm trying to fix an issue. Oh boy, no he didn't. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so overall I felt like it was pretty cool. I thought they presented it in an awesome way. And we were able to see it graphically. And again, I'm in awe of the graphics. Like they got it down to a T, especially Mario. Because I didn't know how they were gonna do Mario. Like, was it gonna look like Chris Pratt a little bit in the face? Like, I didn't know how they were gonna do it. So they made him to look like his actual character, especially Bowser. And hearing Jack Black sound like Bowser, I'm like, that's freaking sick. Like, I thought that was, he did it. Like, Jack Black, like, nothing disappoints me about Jack Black. That's just me though. I love Jack Black. He's a really good voice actor.
Yep.
He's freaking awesome.
Yep.
So for him to be as Bowser, that was the perfect choice in my opinion. So what about you?
Well, yeah, do you know what the thing I love about Jack Black? He actually plays games as well.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Once
His
played
son.
a game with him.
Yeah, he plays with his son.
I once played a game with him back in the day, years and years ago. Back on the 360, we were in some sort of clan of mission, and I played with Jack Black. It's like, really? Did we? I'm not sure. Do you know when you actually think yourself afterwards, and it was crazy. So yeah, he is an actual gamer as well. So we love games, but like I said, a lot of people are disappointed with the trailer. But what were you expecting? What were you expecting? I think I'm looking forward to Luigi because Luigi sounded like Luigi. That was brilliant. But
oh yeah,
he really did. All of the actors look really, really good, and I think the issue is having Chris Pratt being Mario. And like I said before, we had to cut off. What would you rather have? An actor being an actor, or an actor putting on a false accent, going, "It's a me, Mario," because there would be. Do you know what? That's what we expect as gamers. But as a world, we couldn't have an American actor doing a Italian voice like that because it would be typecasting, right?
Right. That's true.
So what do you do? And I think before we left, we agreed that what would you rather have? I think you said I'd rather have the actor being the actor rather than being what was typecast in 1983, right? Because that's what Mario was typecast as back in the 80s, where it was allowed to be typecast.
Right.
The old Italian plumber. It's a me, man.
Right. Oh, hold on, animated. I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's on your end or my end. Hold on, let me see. Everything's fine on my end. Okay, say something real quick, animated. Yeah, I don't hear you. Like I was hearing you before. That's weird. I still can't hear you. That is so weird. Okay, hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure everything's running okay. Sometimes text...
Hello. Can anyone fucking hear me?
I can hear my baby. Okay. I'm having trouble hearing animated now, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. We were talking about Mario, what our thoughts on the trailer. Animated, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me?
Yep.
There he is.
I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you.
Can you hear
now.
me?
I can hear you now.
We're back on. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Yes. So
wow,
Spooky's back.
It's all gone crazy. It's all gone crazy. So Spooky's back.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Liquid and computers don't mix, but yay!
Oh, boy. I can see it now.
Hard to fucking clean it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking still dry it off a bit more, but yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so animated. I love the graphics, the voice actors, and I believe in not being fake, not being offensive.
Yeah.
When it comes to the accents, so yeah, I totally.
So
I agree.
But that's that's the thing though. Everyone's saying that's not Mario. What's going on? He's not done a real good portrayal of Mario. How can an American actor, right, Chris Pratt, do a proper Mario
I'll tell you why.
Let's get Cookie's thoughts on this too.
If he did do it, he'd be fucking called out, wouldn't he? Because look at you, just
big time.
Fucking typecasted.
Yeah, big time.
It's going to be interesting him sounding like that as Mario, whereas the actor playing Luigi actually is putting on the accent.
Yeah, babe, we were.
So that's going to be kind of awkward.
Yeah. I was asking.
As for the casting of Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
As for the casting of Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Much as I love him, I'm sick of seeing him get cast and everything. I did not want him as Mario. He's Star-Lord in Jurassic Park. Stick to your lane. You don't need to be in everything. Just say, shout out to Tom Holland. You don't need to be cast in fucking everything too. If I see you in another movie that you should not be cast, he shouldn't have been cast as Nathan Drake. Nathan Fillion was born to play Nathan Drake, right? So, Tom Holland, I love you to death too, but you don't need to Hollywood. You don't need to cast these two in every single freaking role. Because people will get sick of them. There was
moments when Tom Hardy was the same thing, right?
Yes. Yep.
Mad Max and all.
And so you like them, you do, and like you said, mate, Chris Pratt's a great actor. Tom Holland, in his own right's a good actor. So is Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Hollywood's just they got this trend like over the last decade or more. And like once someone becomes hot, they think they're right for every single role. And I just don't think Chris Pratt. I just don't like Chris Pratt as the casting as Mario. I would have preferred a few other different people. Sacha Baron Cohen would have been at the top on my bloody list, for starters. And he could have got away with pulling off the accent. No one would have said boo. Because he's done it before in movies and no one said boo. He's also European, so that kind of works in his favour.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. So, and he's freaking hilarious. And I was just like, just be different. He doesn't get popped up in every single damn movie. So I was like,
there was a year or so there that yes, he did.
He did,
but still,
yes, yeah. Doing all the comedies with Borat and that. But yeah, like I just again, I like Chris Pratt, but I just think he's better suited for certain types of roles. I'm quite sure. Look, it's not like he's going to do the worst job. I could probably think of many actors that probably do a worse job than what he's going to do too. But I don't know. I think for this character, it's a bit of a flip of a coin, really. It's a bit of like, do we get him to do Mario's voice and see if people like it? And you got to consider again, everyone around the world, around, not just the Italians. Anyone could have an uproar about it, or do we not? But because you got the actor that's playing Luigi doing it, why not get him to do it? Because that's just going to how are you going to tell that story? They're supposed to be born from the same parents, but one sounds Italian and one sounds American.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And they're supposed to be Italian plumbers.
I would like to ask a bigger question, right?
Go ahead, Anne.
The actual actor, the voice actor that voices Mario in every Mario game,
he's only 68.
He's still a voice actor. He's still
I don't know
there
why they didn't get him
to be employed. He's still there to do whatever you want him to do. Why not use the original voice actor that did Mario to do every Mario fucking film? It's animated. He doesn't have to act.
Yeah. He's not on screen. No,
he is a professional voice actor.
Especially if they knew they were.
Why is he not doing this voice acting?
Yeah. Especially like we know that they were going ahead with an animated movie.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't. You know, the person that's doing the voice, you're not seeing them. So, and that fella, as I said, I thought he was actually older than what he is, but he's only 68.
He's young.
So I personally think they should have went with him for the voice personally, because I just get this feeling that they're going to cop it for Chris Pratt. The minute that movie comes out and he's not sounding anything like Mario fans.
No.
I'm not worried about Italians or any nationality specifically. Will be an uproar. Because that's probably my only gripe with the movie so far.
I think.
Sorry, you don't sound like you don't sound like Mario.
I think you're wrong. I think just like Sonic, the movie is going to be that good that we're not going to give a shit.
Yeah, but the Sonic voice actor actually sounds very similar to the animated Sonic voice actor, so that kind of works in his favour. Chris Pratt.
But that's fine. But it was still like live animation kind of thing, and I think
it was. Yeah,
for Mario going full on animation, I think we're gonna forget about it very shortly. Personally.
Mm-hmm.
But in saying that, he's had interviews that he has stated that he has been working on the act. So maybe we have to hear him talk more. Maybe he does. Maybe he does nail it. Because you only get a snippet in that trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
the other thing too. But excluding the cast now, like I thought the because the same people behind Minions creating it, so I thought that was a good choice. It looks great.
Oh yeah, graphically it looks amazing. Oh yeah.
I think personally, I think Jack Black's it's gonna be his movie. He's gonna steal the whole
he's
damn
gonna
show.
kill it. Hell yeah.
He's one of
As always.
He's one of my all-time favorite actors. The man can, he can do anything: sing, dance, act.
Sing.
He's just brilliant.
Yeah.
So I was happy actually that he got cast, because it's been a while since he's actually done anything when it pertains to movies or TV shows or anything like that. He's done YouTube and all that jazz, but he's sort of been a bit of missing in action, sort of like Paulie Shaw. Who's another person that needs to get back in a fucking movie very, very soon. But yeah, no, I think it'll be a good movie. But yeah, I've got concerns over Chris Pratt. I do think that there's going to be a big deal made out of that if the movie comes out and he's not sounding like Mario, because it is a big thing for people.
Yeah.
It really is.
Because we only heard a little snippet. We don't know how he's going to sound entirely yet.
Yeah, it's like the reason I say that is, initially when that Halo TV series came out, that's all I fucking saw. He doesn't sound like Master Chief. Shut the fuck up.
People were posting about that. They were disappointed by how he sounded, how Master Chief sounded.
Right. Yep. They're like, why couldn't they do a James L. Jones Star Wars situation? Have that dude in the suit, but have old mate who voices Master Chief do the voiceover. I said, well, he could have done it that way too.
Yeah.
I think they picked the perfect person to be Master Chief, to be fair.
I call him Master Porn Stash.
There you go.
No, it's fine.
That's my
fine,
tagline. I've said it.
yeah.
I know, baby.
Master Porn Stash and
It's fine.
Green.
It's fine.
Green
You know what? He's a big boy and it works.
Yep. And,
right?
and
Let's be fair.
it's not called Halo. It's called Green is the New Black. Because that's where I know it from. That's where I know it. Where I know him from. Obviously, Orange is the New Black. No, I think it should do pretty well. I'm just purely excited for it because I didn't have this excitement for Sonic movie. I'm not a Sonic fan. I'm a Mario fan, big time Mario. I had wall-to-wall Mario posters, figurines, fucking plush toys, bed covers, fucking everything as a kid. So
thing.
I'm glad, and I'm glad they took this approach, because when they first announced it, before they actually said whether it was going to be live action or animation, I'm sitting there, for the love of God, do not do a live action. Mario should never, ever be done as a live action movie ever again, right?
Especially after that one from the 90s.
Yeah. And so I was glad they went animated with. I was sort of sitting there thinking, even if they took the approach of the same as the Sonic movie, you had real people in there, but as long as Mario was animated, that was what I was most insistent on, which I was happy that they did. Yeah, because at least then they cannot fuck up, excuse the language, but fuck up the look of any of those characters. Because let's face it, you go back to that live action movie, they stuck a couple of horns on Dennis Hopper's head and called him Bowser. Right? Yoshi.
Don't get me started on Yoshi.
Horrific.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Yoshi looked horrific. So I was like, at least you can't really fuck this up animation wise. Not as badly as live action, because they just I just felt that they didn't put the effort in that movie, apart from the two main actors who actually did. Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo was the best part of that movie. They looked the part down to a T. Right. Absolutely looked like Mario and Luigi. But everybody else in that movie didn't look like how they were supposed to look. So I think it'll be good. And
no, you didn't bet.
I agree with animated. I agree with animated. It will die down. There'll be that initial uproar if he's not sounding like at least close to Mario, but then it will die down. It's like anything else. As I said, they uproared with the Master Chief, dudes not sounding like Master Chief, but that died down eventually too. It's just like a first initial thing, and then everyone has their fucking complaint, and then it's over and done with. So I hope it succeeds, and I hope we get a sequel. Just like the Sonic bloody movies are getting more Sonic movies.
So my love, while you were gone, I already asked Animated Evil about Stadia, like thoughts on Stadia. So what are your thoughts on the whole Stadia situation, on like what happened?
On Stadia?
Yeah, like what are your thoughts on like what happened and stuff?
Well, first off, I want to say to Google, thank you very much. You hanged on a little bit too long. It was about time. And it was always going to be the case. I did my research into Google Stadia, and I saw that the exclusives that they could have had, that they fumbled, jumbled, and didn't bother with. So basically, it was a third-party machine, which, if that's all you are, you're not going to sell nothing. You got games on there that everybody else has played on PC, on PlayStation, on Nintendo, and on Xbox. What's the incentive, As for not only, obviously, we'll call them whack jobs, but as well as Google themselves blaming Microsoft for their demise, I just find that absolutely laughable. This coming from a company who's got just as deep pockets as Microsoft, and you're going to sit there and not take any responsibility that your marketing was shit. You didn't market it, at all. You didn't even try like Luna to build up like a few first party games just to draw people in, games that weren't accessible, playable anywhere else, right? And like anything, Animated, I think, said it the other day on the Bastards.
That's
Google Graveyard. Like, they're just known for it. But here's another thing I'll say. Stadia was doomed from the start the minute that Phil Harrison was put in charge. You hire him if you want to kill your company, because that's what he does. They had no hope from the start. Like, I don't know where any of their executives thought that he was going to do any better than he had done at any previous job that he'd been at. His record speaks for itself loud and proud. Hence why you won't see like, you know, any other company now, I dare say, probably hire him. This probably would have been the last straw. Like, god damn. They're like, yeah, okay, he is death. He is death. He is death of gaming. So, yeah, they didn't try. They didn't market. The blame's solely on them. You know? And I'd say the only sad thing and the only shame about it all is their technology was superior to everybody else's. And they really could have had something. They really could have had. They just fumbled it, didn't they? They just fumbled it and didn't execute right at all. Their cloud servers though were a lot better than the xCloud. The xCloud's obviously come on long leaps and bounds now, but yeah, they had fantastic infrastructure there, and yeah, they just bummed it, you know, absolutely bungled it. I don't think I've seen a company recently as bad as them fuck something up that shouldn't have even been fucked up. It should have been easy, right? You should have signed the deal with CD Projekt Red and had Cyberpunk as your exclusive. And it would have been beautiful because it was the best place and the smoothest place to play it when it first came out. You could have had the Quarry exclusive. You could have had the sequel to Death Stranding exclusive. So these are all games that would have drawn somebody, some sort of gamers.
Right.
Would have been interesting. Obviously, a lot of people for Cyberpunk. Even Death Stranding, I mean, I found it boring. A lot of other people found it, but there was a lot of people that fucking enjoyed it too.
Enjoyed it, yeah.
So they would have drew those people in.
Right.
And you're going to sit there and say that you said no to Kojima?
No.
Like, are you got no brains in your head? Like, you know, so they had the opportunity, they had multiple opportunities, and they just didn't fire. They just didn't, you know, and you know, Microsoft even buying, like, they haven't got ABK, so we're not even going to even include that. But even buying Bethesda and the other couple of other little acquisitions that they'd made still wasn't hurting them.
That was the point. That was the point where my argument was that when they spent $7 billion, right? 7 billion. Let's just take a second to think about how much that is. Forget ABK, right? Yeah. 7 billion for Bethesda, right? Right at the point where Google are trying to say, we're gonna get in this. Let's go. Stadia's ago, right? Let's go, right? Microsoft just gone 7 billion. That's what it's gonna cost. Google have said, we're not fucking paying that much. Fucking no, we don't need to. We don't need to get into the gaming market for that price. We are not interested.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened. And that was a flex straight away from Microsoft saying 7 billion, baby. And Google have gone, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
And see, that's the thing. You got to. I would have said to them 2 things. You idiots, you need to spend money to make money for starters, right? Especially in this game. And second of all, you didn't want to spend to acquire anything to start building up a library, so what was the whole fucking point in the first place? You just completely wasted your own time, your own resources, and any money that you put into it, as well as any gamer that, you know, got into the Stadia, which there was, obviously, from what I've seen, there was quite a few people that got into Stadia, especially when it, obviously, initially anyway. And you don't even try. So what was, like, it's like they threw shit at a wall to see what stuck. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just put it out in the market and hope to Christ it does it all on its own.
Oh, God.
And You can't do
That's
that.
what they do. That's what these guys do because they can afford it. They can just go, let's go.
Exactly.
And we did discuss earlier the Nokia deal with Microsoft, and we did discuss earlier Connect, right?
Right.
We did discuss this because Connect from Microsoft was exactly this. Let's try voice tech, and guess what happens? We can't be asked. Fuck it. Look at Alexa now, taking over the market. That's the to and fro from what Microsoft have done has gone. Nah, fuck it. We don't want voice thing in the market, and what Google have done and gone. Nope, voice. There we go. That's what it is. That's what happens within big business. They've just basically gone, do we want to be into the gaming market? It's going to cost us at least 12 billion because, let's be fair, Microsoft spent 7 billion for an addition, right? An addition to what they already have. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, what would Google need to spend to get up to par? They spent 7 billion for an addition, right? At the point. So Google's looking at it to say, well, they've just bought a little bit for 7 billion. What are we going to have to spend to get into the actual structure? I see what Microsoft did. Simple as they're trying to come in. Fuck them. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because they didn't need to spend 7 billion to get in, because Microsoft spent 7 billion as an addition. So you're gonna go 7 billion as an addition plus another 140 billion to get sort of set out and done, and they had to be in for the long haul, and unfortunately, never going to happen. And Microsoft did. Yeah. Microsoft did the best thing. No,
which is,
and this is exactly what they're doing right now to Sony with the ABK deal. Put your fucking money up or shut the fuck up, basically, right?
Yeah. But see, that's the big difference, though. Google could meet them on the cash. Sony can't. Google just doesn't want to spend their money, but they're just as big, just as deep pockets, and that's why I couldn't understand. I'm like, you spend the money, you will make that money back, and then a boatload more. You know, they just. They really didn't seem interested. That's why I was like, what was the point? They probably wasted more money doing what they did with Stadia.
I'm going to be honest. I think it was the best decision, because you tell me right now how Google could have competed, right? Because Microsoft just spent 7 billion to extend what they already have, and Google is trying to come in from the baseline. What would they have to spend to come in from the bottom to get into what Microsoft are doing? You're talking 20 years of experience.
I mean,
what's going to happen?
They could have put it this way: they've got the pockets that they could have easily acquired Activision, and that would have been a bloody big boost and start for you, right? That would have been an instant boost.
Yeah,
right? If I was Google.
That's fine, but Jim Ryan would have been probably not flying over the country trying to cancel it, right?
No, because it's Google. Yeah, right. He wouldn't have cared. He wouldn't care. But I mean, they could have. Like, if you're just looking at it from the money point of view, they could have, if they had been willing to, as I said, to spend money to make money. You're in business, you've got to spend money to make money, or. Right. You know, you may as well just, like, you've just done the right thing with Stadia. Maybe you need to take it a step further and completely just go. Because the search engine's gone downhill. Like, you're nearly giving up on that shit too. Like, they give up on everything. And it's just like, why even be a tech company if you're not going to spend the money to get anywhere? And you're just going to hope to Christ that everything just happens, like magically freaking happen. That's what they've been doing with everything.
Right.
Oh, we'll just put it out there and it magically will happen. We'll just sit back. No, that's not how it works. You see the legwork that Microsoft does. You see the legwork that Sony does.
You gotta make sacrifices.
You even see, even though it's on a smaller scale, but you see the legwork that your other competitor, who basically entered the market at the same time, who's overtook you, Luna, they've decided to put in legwork. They've even got exclusives over there. Jeff Bezos understood, shit, if I want to get in the game, well, I've got to spend money to make money. Got to give us a start. Got to build upon that then too. Like, I was just like, why even, that's why I say it comes back to, they need to look back now and go, wow, we were a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, why did we even bother? You know, why did we even bother? Because instead of the approach that they took, well, like you said, Animated, when they looked at Microsoft doing that, I would have turned around and said, good, you put your money where your mouth is, Microsoft. No worries, 7.5 billion. I'll fucking match that, and then I'll raise you some. You've got the money to go back and forth with them, just like Tencent does. Why not do it? You know, it's, you know, if you wanted to get into gaming, you've got to, you know, you've got to put the legwork in. You've got to spend the money to make money. You've got to look at how Sony came into the bloody market. Completely bullied their way in. They were talking to everyone. They went out and they talked and they made deals and they did. That's what they did. Right. They knew what they had to do. They're like, okay, we can't just go, right, we're entering gaming and it's just going to happen. Boom! Overnight, it's just going to happen. You know, they had to do the legwork. Just like when Microsoft decided back in the day, oh yeah, we might actually get into gaming. And, you know, after the Dreamcast went and they brought out the OG Xbox, they still had to do legwork. They couldn't just put out a bloody black box and hope to Christ it'd fucking work with not talking to developers and, you know, doing deals and, you know, going to meetings and, you know, what's the word? Communication and you know, making connections and you know, they just, as I said, Google's only got to look in a mirror as to who they got to blame. But I hope to Christ they don't come up with any more brain scheme ideas, because their track record speaks for itself. You don't, apart from your search engine, as I said, which is on the downhill now, you don't try. It's like you just think it can happen for you. And that's why you've got the Google graveyard. You don't put in the effort. You don't put your money where your mouth is. You just want to hold on. If you want to hold on to your bill, that's fine. You hold on to your billions. But just completely get out of the game because you're not willing to even spend a cent. You can't make it in gaming if you're not going to spend a cent. You know what I mean? Like, right. And as I said, therefore, they just became a third-party multiplayer box, and everyone's like, what's the point? We've got all these games on where we currently are. They've got nothing to sensitize us to come across there. That was their biggest fucking fail, when especially because it's out there in black and white. 5 major titles I came across that could have skyrocketed them, and they didn't. They didn't get the deals done. I'm like, oh my god.
All right, my love.
As I said, the Cyberpunk would have been the best out of the lot. I just want to add that. Cyberpunk is really the game that I mainly focus on here. They really should have got that. It was the best place to play. I played it on Stadia at my friend's house when that game first released. Mm-hmm. He was telling me how amazing, and I went there, and it was the smoothest. It was the best place to play it, and it would have been it would have worked for him, you know, because no one would because obviously it would have been an exclusive, so that would have been the only place to play. There wouldn't have been any complaints because the game was running beautifully on your you know, on your device, but not device, but you know, Stadia.
Right.
They dropped the ball. Plain and simple, they dropped the ball.
All right, my love. I already asked Animated Evil this question, but this is gonna have to be the last question for the night. And then the other question, well, the other topic I'll save for another time. I just real quickly would love to thank Animated Evil. Thank you for surprising us and blessing us with your presence, being on my pod along with Spooky. Thank you so much for being here. Back from the Dead, thank you for being here. Cyber, thank you for being here. Let's see who else. Boogeyman, the Boogeyman. Thank you for being here. And all the peekabooers, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so Spooky, what were your thoughts when you first seen the little teaser for Need for Speed Unbound?
Yeah, I think it could. I'm not going to go definitively yet, but it could be a return to form. I dug the new kind of art style they're going for. I was like, well, it's always been an arcadey game, so art style doesn't really faze me. I'm excited. I've got a little bit of excitement for it because it's been a while. The last, oh Christ, I don't know how many, but the last few Need for Speeds have been absolute crap. Literal crap. So I would love to see a return to form because those games were so fun. My three favourite Need for Speed games are Carbon and the two Undergrounds. Fantastic street racing games. So I'm just hoping it is a return to form. I want to see a bit more on it. I would actually want to see a bit more gameplay too.
Yeah.
But no, I'm definitely a little bit excited for it. Just hoping again. That's all I'm hoping for because the last few had just been crud. I just want to return to form. It'd just be good to have the king of arcade races back again. Back at its peak. Because it was at one point the king of arcade races. So it would be nice to see. It was a nice surprise because I don't know if it certainly wasn't on mine. I don't know if it was on anybody's radar, right? I don't think anybody had a freaking clue that they were working on a Need for Speed.
Like, here you go. Like, oh,
it just
okay.
Yeah, just popped out of nowhere. That was a nice surprise from EA, yeah, let's fingers crossed that it's a great game.
Heck yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I was telling Animated that I'm looking forward to this one. And it has underground vibes to it, and I love it graphically, and has that kind of graffiti-ic type detail to it. Cell shaded, so it's different.
Got
I love it.
similar graphic. I was going to say, and you probably agree with this, Dave. It actually reminds me graphically of Jet Set Radio.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah.
I love Jet Set Radio. They need to
Good
bring
point.
Jet Set
Good point.
back.
Good point.
Yes.
And so that's why I mean, I did see a few people complaining about the bloody artistic style, but I was like, it's just an art. They're not trying to be bloody Forza going for realism. They never have. Right. So that's why I was like, no, this is kind of fitting for, I don't mind that whole cartoonish feel about it for Need for Speed.
And it's different.
Because that's what it is, just a bunch of dumb fun. That's how I've always seen Need for Speed. Dumb fun. Driving around like a maniac.
Basically.
Although I do hope, and now I think it was Pong said it yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was Pong. I don't know if he said it was rumoured or he's at least hoping. So I'm hoping anyway that they've got the whole cops aspect in there too. Because I think he was going on about something that might be able to be the cop and jump into someone else's game, very similar to how you can do that with Deathloop, where you be the chick and jump in and disturb people's games. You can apparently you may be able to be the cop in this Need for Speed and jump into your friend's game and start chasing them. So that'd be cool, because I like that aspect of Need for Speed. That was the whole thrill of the chase. I really enjoyed. So
Heck yeah.
fingers crossed that is in there.
All right, folks.
And apparently they reckon they were adding.
Sorry, babe.
Sorry, I just because I just remembered it now. They've got tracks or something, or some tracks from some older games that might be showing up in there too. So I was like, hey, that's cool. If you're going to have a callback to some of the, well, at least the past great Need for Speeds anyway. I was like, that would be a neat little addition, especially because, I mean, it's been a little while since there's been a Need for Speed even as well. So
That's true. Yeah.
It's good. I mean, you can never have enough car racing games, can you?
No. All right, love. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on Need for Speed. Thank you again, Animated, for being here. You are always welcome, sir. Always welcome. He's like, hey, I'm here 24/7. No, joking.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure.
Yeah.
The man's just a beastly machine, I'm telling you. He's a fucking machine.
You guys are funny. Thank you again, chat, for being here. I appreciate your love and your support. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I am very happy and humbled that for the most part there wasn't any technical issues. Knock on wood with my podcast this time, because yesterday I had tech issues, but they happen. You know, that's how we learn and grow. It's all good. So thank you for your patience, and again, thank you for always being here, you guys. It means a lot. Before you go, I have some information about an awesome podcast. Okay, one moment. All right, the Backlog Bastards are on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Your panelists are the Breathtaking One, also known as Spooky Sprocket. Then you got
that was the best intro I've heard from me.
Then you got Bushido in 7, Charlie Hustle, and then you got the one and only Animated Evil. That's right. So, you guys do not miss out on these awesome men being cheeky and having a good time. Hope to see you guys there. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you again for being here. Alright, take care, you guys. Peace.
Thanks for again coming out, chat. You've been fire again.
See ya.
Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched the other face.
That's alright, man.
Yeah. After you got your shit sorted, right? It's fine. I carried it. It's all good. I was here. I was the substitute guy, I suppose. Do you know what? Even if you do you know when you bounced, you should have left it on. I'd have carried it. Seriously, I'd have carried it. You shouldn't have just gone out of. I'd have carried it. I'd have done that for you. I'd have done that for you, babe. I really would. I would have done. Should have left it. I'd have just gone fucking nuts.
That's what I do. I just let. I wait for the. I do. I wait for the boys to start talk, especially if Anime gets going. I'm like, right, here's my chance for my piss break.
Whoa!
Whoa! I just. No, I sit there. I sit.
Do you know what? I put that on Bushido. When I think I'm back in a minute, I put it on Bushido.
Even with him too, yeah. Or Chuck, like if you get Chuck talking on something, I'm like, and I'll message him. I'm like, Chuck, I am busting for a bit, so just keep talking.
Yeah. I just put it in VIB. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Gotta go.
Oh, girl, seriously, you should have just let me. You should have let me go. It's fine. I'd have carried that motherfucker for you.
Yeah.
Although, do you know what? It is now 6:12 in the AM for me, so I need to go. Yeah, I'm not gonna sleep. I'm not gonna sleep. I'm just thinking. Seriously, I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna try and jump into bed now, and I'll be up in 45 minutes. Seriously, it's fucking weird.
10 minutes.
I don't sleep. I'm thinking Oh, it's got worse. It's got worse because I've been in front of the screens again all night.